certainly been the history of Donald Trump. The only people that he will tolerate around him are people who, when he says kiss my ass, they fall to their knees.
The Tom Hartman Radio Program, weekdays 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on WCPT 820, where facts matter.
We all have someone we love, like the favorite lyric in our favorite song. You can't imagine life without them. Cancer screening tests can help keep the person you love around longer by detecting changes before cancer develops, or catch it early when it may be easier to treat. And many tests are available for free or are covered by insurance. It's time to sound like a broken record. Tell all your friends and family, I love you. Get screened. Visit cancer.org/getscreened to learn.
This is WCPT telling you how you can shop blue. Happy Pride Month, everyone. It's June, it's summer, and it's hot. Let's look at some MLB teams that are having a Pride Night this year. The Chicago Cubs are going to be having a Pride Night where they're giving away Pride-themed jerseys. Teams also giving away Pride jerseys are going to be the Marlins, the Mets, the Angels, the Rockies, the Mariners, the Red Sox, and the Dodgers. Our Chicago White Sox will be having a Pride Night where they're giving away Pride-themed hats that are a tribute to Stonewall. Other teams giving away hats that are Pride-themed but not tributes to Stonewall: the Cardinals, Padres, and Blue Jays. The Astros are giving away Pride fans, the Minnesota Twins are giving away Pride hoodies, and the Braves are giving away Pride t-shirts. And did you know every MLB team is having a Pride Night this year, except for the Texas Rangers? I know he's an Astros fan, but it still feels like it's Ted Cruz's fault. This has been WCPT telling you how you can shop blue.
Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT 820, where facts matter.
It's Choose Views with Richard Chew, where we ask questions, challenge assumptions, and yes, occasionally we stir the pot. But today we're going to do all of that, and we're going to have a good laugh, because filling in for Richard Chew is none other than Michelle Peltier. Now here's your host, Michelle Peltier.
Good morning, WCPT listeners. It is Monday, June 15th, 2026. And yes, it's your girl, Michelle Peltier, filling in for our beloved Richard Chew, who is out of the office today at a prior engagement. Not to worry, he will be back tomorrow. I'm so happy to be here. For those of you who do not know me, Michelle Peltier, and I am co-host of the Family Meeting on this channel, WCPT, on Sundays from 4 to 6. So those of you who listened to me yesterday and came back today, thank you so much. It's doing double duty like me. I appreciate it. In any event, we are here. We got a great show today. Good morning, Devin.
Good morning, Michelle.
How are you today?
Awake, alive. I got 10 fingers and toes. What more can I ask for?
Well, you have on bright yellow today, which makes you look all sunshiny and happy.
Like I was telling you before, yellow is a very interesting color because it is very bright. But when I wake up and see it's 47 degrees out, I'm like, what? All right, I need something to brighten my day. And it's a new sweater, so I'm sure the black undershirt's just getting covered in yellow fuzz like I have a cat
how funny
or a
is
dog.
that? But the black underneath is nice.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you
Bumblebee
did good.
style.
Yeah. And the hat's good, so.
Thank you. It's all new.
Oh, look at you. Wearing new clothes to work.
I'm sorry, what was that, Michelle?
So look at you wearing new clothes to work.
Just to impress you.
Oh, well, I'm impressed. Thank you.
You're welcome. Kicking myself because in my intro I forgot to say the lovely Michelle Peltier.
Oh, stop. Err.
We all love you, Michelle.
Thank you. I love you guys, too. I'm always so happy to be here. Okay, you guys, listen. We have got a jam-packed show today. I'm excited. I'm so excited. We're going to start at 6:30 with Johari Shuck. She's the executive director of Sneakers to Scrubs. So you guys, this is such a cool organization. I'm not even going to do a sneaky talk about it because I want her to sneaker. I'm not even going to do a little brief about it because when I talked to her yesterday, I told her I just kind of wanted her to have at it, and I'll interrupt her with questions from time to time. But, Chicago's a great place we have some amazing nonprofit organizations here that start here and go beyond Chicago. And I think this is one of the organizations that's going to do it. They're doing some really, really good work. So I'm excited about that. We're also going to have Commissioner Kenya Merritt, I should say. She is the new commissioner for the Chicago Department of Cultural Affairs and Special Events. Excuse me, y'all. I got to blow my nose. Excuse me. I'm excited to talk to her because it's summertime and it's the best time to be a Chicagoan and to live in Chicago, all the fun stuff that they do here. So I'm excited to talk to her about that. And then we have our regular Mike Nellis, host of Endless Urgency, and he's a Democratic strategist. So that gentleman is everywhere. I mean, in terms of podcast world, I think I remember kind of seeing him initially on this show. And from here, he's been on Stephanie's show. He's been on Don Lemon's show. He's everywhere. But the one thing I think I want to talk to him about, besides his rants, his regular rants, is his collaboration with, what's his name? The young kid? Mockler. Is it Adam Mockler? I think it is. I think that we, as older people, need to do more of that, collaborate with the youngins, because, for a couple reasons, basically in this universe, we're saying the same stuff, but we're not saying it together. And I think it's important to bridge that divide, so that you guys don't think that we're old and we don't think that you're whippersnappers, because we think the same thing, right? So what is that? I'll wait a second for that. Hold on for me, Art, hold on for me. Because I want to, I don't know if I want to go into this, but I want to talk about the Obama Library, the Obama Cultural Center Library. I'm very excited, very excited. Opens officially this week. I have a ticket to go, not to this weekend. No, not this weekend, unfortunately. I don't have it like that, but I have a great story that I want to share. And I think I might, should I do it now?
It's your call, Michelle. How long is this story? We got some time.
I know. It's not that long. Okay.
Mike in the back's giving us a thumbs up, so if you don't tell, he's going to be very disappointed.
Okay. All right. So I take the train from, I got a gig in Evanston, so I have to take the train back to the city. So this one particular day, this is a few weeks ago, I get on the platform and there's a construction worker. He's sitting on the bench and he's having some chips. And so I sit next to him and he's huffing and puffing. He's like, ooh, and he's been eating. And I'm like, are you okay? He's like, these 12-hour days are killing me. And so that begins our conversation. So we're just chatting it up and he's like, yeah, I've worked on so many buildings. He said, but I just finished working on the Obama Library. I said, oh my gosh, really? He said, yeah. Apparently there's like a huge, great staircase in there. I don't know, but it's a big deal apparently. And he was like, yeah, we just finished on the staircase and it's really cool. And he said, Obama came in a couple times and shook our hands and took pictures with us and blah, blah, blah. And he said, and Michelle came in and then Craig came in. And so he's talking about how nice they were. And then he tells me this. This, to me, is the biggest example of the difference between where we were and where we are now in terms of just humanity, okay? So he says there is a wall of gratitude that has the names of all of the people that worked on the project. And everybody. This guy's name is on the wall. The construction guy's name is on the wall. Do you hear what I'm saying? Everybody from the rooter to the tutor's name is on that wall. I thought that was amazing. It made me cry because he's like, I've done all these buildings. I've been in this business for 22 years. And people always thank the architects and they always thank, the big wigs, but they never thank the people who actually do the work. And his name is on a wall. All of their names are on a wall. I think that's incredible. Don't you? I think it speaks volumes for them as human beings that they think of everybody and that they want to thank everybody. Have I told you that story before?
This is fairly new, Michelle. And it must be, I just feel it's very nice because it just shows the compassion and gratitude that the Obamas have, whereas one side is putting their name on everything. This man wants everyone who's ever like just like you said, like if the company that produced the nails in there, he probably wants to put their name on there.
They're probably on there. Yeah.
And that's just, it's something we don't see a lot of compassion, the gratitude, and just a thank you for, here's the thing, because as much as Eric's like, they're just doing their job, it's like, yeah, and this guy's grateful they're doing their job.
Mm-hmm. And he wants to put it, that it's in memoriam. Can you imagine your name is forever on a wall in a presidential library?
I cannot, but it's just, it's truly one of those great honors when you really think about it.
Yeah, really, really is. And I cried, and then I said, did you cry when you found out? He said, yeah, and I cried when I stood in front of it to take a picture to put it on my social media. I wanted to ask him for the picture, but I didn't want him to have my telephone number. I don't know you.
You can take your own picture when you go, Michelle. You said, what, 2 weeks from now?
Yeah. No, it opens this week.
I thought you said your ticket was in 2 weeks.
Oh, my ticket's in 3. No,
3.
it's, yeah.
Counting,
sometime
sorry.
in July. It's me. It's not you. But yeah. So I'm excited that it's opening. I'm excited for the city that we have this library and that we have such an example of extraordinary human beings right here where we live, where we wake up every day. It's amazing. Yeah. Okay, it's 6:15.
That's the perfect time.
We'll be right back, folks. Give us your call, 773-763-9278, or send a text. We'll be right back.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
The Ben Joravsky Show.
The vast majority of people, they're vaguely aware who Susanna Mendoza is because she's been comptroller for a while. She's pretty high profile. She wants to be mayor of the city of Chicago. That's pretty obvious. So really what you have to do is think about what I just said. She's been the comptroller since 2016. It's a relatively high profile seat. She made a name for herself by being the attack dog, and she was fearless. And I thank her for her service. She used to come on my radio show. Remember when I had a radio show?
The Ben Joravsky Show. Saturdays at 5 p.m. on WCPT.
When you get a diagnosis of Parkinson's disease, things get real.
And nobody understands that better than the Parkinson's Foundation. All across the country, we provide resources and support in the fight against Parkinson's, a neurological disease that affects movement.
The Parkinson's Foundation is dedicated to improving care and advancing research towards a cure.
And when you call our helpline, you'll speak to a real person who can help you find the right information. Because while living with Parkinson's can be challenging, there are things you can do to improve your quality of life. So, whether you're newly diagnosed, have been living with Parkinson's for years, or caring for a loved one,
when Parkinson's gets real, find real answers at the Parkinson's Foundation.
Go to parkinson.org or call our helpline at 1-800-4PD-INFO, 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT 820, where facts matter.
It's Chew's Views. Richard Chew is taking a well-deserved break. Filling in for Richard Chew, it's none other than Michelle Peltier. Take it away, Michelle.
I have to giggle all the time. Can I have those? You put them in like one place and I can have them?
I'll go really old school. I'll put them on a mixtape for you.
Okay. I'll put them on my boombox and carry it on my shoulder. Oh, listen, he sings. I love it.
Any more, we're going to get sued, so let's stop it there.
I love it so much. Oh, my gosh. Okay, let's talk to Art. Hi, Art. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Michelle. How are you?
I'm great now. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I could be better, but I could be worse.
Yeah.
So it's all good. It's all good. I've been listening to you and Eric on Sunday.
Oh, good.
It's been very interesting. I was just making an observation, just running it through my brain. First, I'm wondering, what is the G7 conference supposed to accomplish? Also, more importantly, this Friday is the official opening of the Obama, library and whatnot. And it's like,
I'm very excited about it, aren't you, Art?
Yes, I am. I'm sure the people around there are very excited about it too. Even though there's going to be a lot of security and a lot of road closures, but you expect that.
Well, let me tell you something. If you aren't planning on going, and you might already know this, but you can stream the opening ceremonies from their website, so you can watch it. Yeah,
they'll be televised. But what gets my goat is now I just heard that Trump is supposed to be signing the so-called peace agreement on the very day. I mean, here it is. We're in June, so it's Pride Month, especially here and being in a blue state in Chicago and surrounding suburbs. We celebrate that. You got the opening of the Obama Library and whatnot. And
you know what I wish, Art? I wish
Juneteenth.
I know. I wish, Art, that as a collective, we would all just spend maybe 48 hours not talking about him at all. I'm talking a complete shutout. Nobody talking about it on the radio. Nobody talking about him on the news. Nobody referencing him in print. Just 48 hours, just a total blackout on DT. Let's not talk about the man.
Well, I know the major networks are going to say or do something about, especially if he signs this, I don't know if it's going to be even legit. I hope Iran backs out of it again to embarrass him.
We're never sure anything's going to happen until it happens with him, because it was supposed to take 2 days in the first place. And what are we, 3 months later?
Right, exactly. It's just a bunch of, but I'm wondering if is the timing just coincidental, or is it him trying to upstage everything and everybody once again? I
don't know.
Like you said, I hope just everybody totally ignores whatever he's doing, because it'll probably be inconsequential and show more of his incompetence anyway.
Yeah, I think that's actually what's keeping him alive.
We just celebrate our days. We just celebrate Juneteenth and we celebrate Obama.
That's what we're going to be doing here.
Like they deserve to be.
Exactly.
And the hell with him. Totally just the hell with him.
For sure.
And, that's pretty much all I wanted to say about all of that.
I'm so glad that you were the first call today, Art. Thank you so much.
And you're welcome. You're very welcome. And you have a great rest of the show.
Thank you. Thank you. And you enjoy the rest of your day and your week.
Yeah, tell the guys Art said hello. Big Art said hello.
I will. Take care, Art.
You too.
Okay.
Thank you, Michelle. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That makes me happy.
I'm surprised he didn't tell us he was Big Art before. I'm like, he sounds familiar. I thought it was our other friend Art.
No, that was Big Art. That was our guy. Yeah, I do, though. Let me just kind of talk about that a little bit more. I do just wish we would just not talk about him for a minute.
I think your thing, if we went a whole 24 hours of talking to him, that might be what, like you always say, it's a piece of broccoli.
Yeah.
Just not filling his ego might be it, too.
Yeah, I do. I think that might be what's keeping him alive. Seriously. What's he doing behind me?
He's teasing me. You're all good. He always teases me during the show. Richard says his favorite thing is watching me and Mike play this nice game of charades.
Is that what's happening?
Yes, because he can talk to me. I can't, so I got to do weird hand gestures, like 2 words. First word starts with F, rhymes with muck. Oh.
How can he talk to you? In your ear?
He's got a little button back there, and it goes through my headphones.
Shut up.
Yes, he says the voice of God like he's making fun of me right now. I hear you, Mike, and I'm trying to talk to Michelle.
Okay, you guys, so this is what I'd like to ask for you to do when I have the guests come on today. Send me a text and help me ask them questions. 773-763-9278. I have some. I'm ready. But I would like to know what you guys think about it, too. Before we go on to welcome our first guest, who I'm very excited about, let me do a little Choose News, can I? Choose Views News.
Didn't give you his music.
That's okay. I was going to do... okay, I'm just going to do it. Because we can talk about it throughout the show. Because you and I are concerned about these data centers, right? And so I'm just going to talk about... I have a particular story, but I'm going to tee it up with some statistics first, okay? And we can do that over the course of the show, can't we? Okay. All right. So just in case those of you who don't know, data centers are massive physical facilities that centralize an organization's shared IT operations and equipment to store, process, and distribute large amounts of data. They function as the backbone of modern digital infrastructure, powering everything from cloud storage and streaming services to artificial intelligence. Now, this is what really matters. How they work, the servers and racks. The facilities are lined with server racks that house thousands of computers storing digital information and executing complex algorithms. They have cooling systems that are massive computing power that generates extreme heat, requiring high-powered ventilation and liquid cooling to prevent hardware failure. That's important because, excuse me, my nose. That's when people are talking about the water and how disruptive those things are. So another component is the power and redundancy. They draw immense amount of electricity, accounting for roughly 2% of total U.S. power use. To ensure no downtime, they rely on robust backup generators and uninterrupted power supplies. Now, America is the greedy country. Excuse me, you're not really supposed to have a ton of these data centers, right? Because they are harmful to the environment and they're harmful to humans. But America, the greatest country, Devin's rolling his eyes, on the planet, to date, and I'm talking about to date, this number comes from April 14th, 2026. The United States has 4,184 data centers currently. The United Kingdom, 515. And it goes down from there. Did everybody hear what I just said? We have 4,184. The next closest to us is United Kingdom with 515. Not 5,000, 515. Germany behind at 514. China, 369. France, 345. India, 296. Canada, 287. Australia, 272, and on, with Indonesia being the last on this chart with 185. Let's talk about that discrepancy. It's huge. Wouldn't you say?
I mean, doing the math in my head, that's like a 7 or 8 times. We have 7 or 8 times more than UK. And AI hasn't really taken off since, what, like 2023? Roughly?
Correct. Yeah. It's a problem. And, yeah, we got to figure out what to do to stop these. I mean, I do have a story attached to that I'll read later on during the course of the day, but it's about the guy from that show, Shark Tank, because he's trying to build one in Utah, and they're fighting him. And he wants to, buy this whole plot of land just to kind of take it over and, kill everybody.
And Naperville alone in Illinois is one city that's been fighting back. But Michelle, we got to get to break in these next 40 seconds.
Oh, my! I've talked it through the break. Okay. We'll be right back with Johari. Yay!
It's Choose Views on WCPT 820, 750 Minneapolis, and I'm blanking on the other one, Mike. 950. Thank you, Mercado. We'll be back.
Oh, and I forgot to do my live, local, and progressive.
This is WCPT telling you how you can shop blue. Whether you're out in the field playing football or baseball, or inside the stadium playing hockey or basketball, or any sport really, let's take a look at some sporting goods stores that support the Democratic Party. Academy. Now, Academy as a company does not give to politics. Some of their senior leaders do, and in 2024, 87% of their donations went to Democrats. Hibbett. Now, Hibbett as a company does not give to politics, but some of their senior leaders do, and in 2024, 93% of those donations went to Democrats. Dick's Sporting Goods. Now, Dick's Sporting Goods as a company does not give to politics. Yes, some of their senior leaders do, and it's kind of a little all over. Sometimes lean more right, sometimes lean more left. It's really hard to find a pattern. But hey, remember when the right was attacking Dick's Sporting Goods when they decided to push the age of purchasing firearms to 21 and stop selling assault-styled rifles? This has been WCPT telling you how you can shop blue.
Feel the rush of summer in your new Porsche. Find the perfect model for you at the Porsche Exchange in Highland Park. Browse and test drive our extensive selection, like the 2026 Porsche Cayenne. Right now, lease the 2026 Cayenne for just $11.99 a month for 39 months. Discover performance like no other when you visit the Porsche Exchange in Highland Park or PorscheExchange.com. $10,990 signing for qualified buyers. Excludes tax, title, lessons, and dealer fee. No security deposit required. See dealer for details. Offer ends 6/30/26.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Chicago's Progressive Talk WCPT Willow Springs is powered by ComEd. Find rebates and discounts on energy-efficient products at ComEd.com/home savings.
Because facts matter. You are listening to WCPT 820.
It's Chew's Views with Richard Chew. Filling in for Richard Chew is Michelle Peltier. So sit back, relax, let's all have a good laugh with Michelle. Take it away, Michelle.
Good morning. Bless you.
Right as I turn the mics on, I have to sneeze.
We got some nose stuff going on here today, people. Welcome back. Let's see. Let me do this really quick. Live, local, and progressive. Joan Esposito today will be talking to John Siegel, Chicago Sun-Times federal courts reporter and assistant editor. He'll talk about the Broadway 6 case and misconduct of Chicago U.S. Attorney Andrew Boutros. John Lothian, founder and editor of the John Lothian newsletter, which provides daily news and commentary about global exchange-traded derivatives, securities, and related OTC markets. Also, retired Army Major General Randy Manner, former acting vice chair of the National Guard Bureau and member of the National Security Leaders of America, and Jill Weinbanks, legal analyst and author of The Watergate Girl, co-host of Sisters-in-Law. So make sure you tune in today for Joan Esposito. Okay, I am so excited about our first guest. Let me just give a little of my own personal experience with her, if I may. So in May, I was invited to a fundraiser with a good friend of mine who happens to be on the board of this organization. And I went to the first one last year. And the organization, and I'm going to let her just really kind of dive into it. The organization is called, I had it right.
Scrubs?
Yes. Sneakers to Scrubs. I had a total I know that anyway. So I go to this fundraiser, and I had met Johari before, the year before, but she's a remarkable woman, and she's the executive director of Sneakers to Scrubs. Forgive me, please, for forgetting that. And let's welcome her. Good morning.
Good morning, Michelle. You were just so excited about what we do. You just were at a loss for words. So
that's true.
fine.
That's really true, because I do love it so much. So before you talk about the organization, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience?
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you again for having me. I appreciate it. You know, we dropped these seeds when we first met, so it's great to finally see it come to fruition. But yeah, my name is Johari Shuck, the executive director of Sneakers to Scrubs. My background, I am from the Chicago suburbs, Park Forest. I have been all over the Midwest, though. I went to undergrad at the University of Michigan, grad school at Indiana University, so I lived in Indianapolis for a while. So just a Midwest Big Ten girl. But my passion, Michelle, is college. Like my master's and my PhD are in higher education and student affairs. And, you know, I didn't even really know that was a thing. I had worked in human resources for about 10 years. And so, you know, I just learned about that career because I struggled so bad in college and undergrad. So I wanted to help students that were like me. So that's how I got to higher ed. And after I finished my doctorate, I came back to Chicago because I just really wanted to help students like me and those that didn't have same advantages just get to and through college. So I wanted to work with every single age group leading up to that. And that's what I did. So I've worked with little kids. I've worked with, you know, college students, med students now. So it's really been great. But the one thing I'll say before I get into Sneakers to Scrubs is that, you know, I'm also passionate about athletics and sports and athletes and life after sports. My younger brother played college and professional football. And so seeing his experiences, like trying to figure out what to do after sports, really influenced me a lot in my career, my academics. So I wrote my dissertation I did a history of Black football players at the University of Michigan. And it just really opened up my eyes to, like, what happens after college and how we need to prepare athletes, especially males, because that was my population. But we need to prepare them for what to do when sports is over, because if not, it can literally be a life or death situation. And so that's what brings me to the Sneakers to Scrubs work.
It's true. Just if I may interrupt just for a second, I had a good friend. His name was Pella McDaniels, and he was a Kansas City Chiefs player. God rest his soul. He's since passed away. But that was he was an academic at heart, and he just happened to have a flair for football, right? So it was opposite for him. And that was one of the things that he always worried about. In fact, while he was playing football and then after his football career was over, that was a concentration of his in terms of what do we do? How do we prepare athletes for life after this? And what are they doing with their money and all of that stuff? And
oh gosh, yeah.
He would have been such a perfect fit for this moment because it was something that really concerned him.
Yeah. And I did my dissertation 10 years ago. The whole landscape has changed in college sports.
Yeah.
In 10 years, even the last 3 to 5, you know, so that experience is even more nuanced and complicated and unregulated, and it's just very scary in many ways.
Okay, ma'am, let's do it.
Okay. Sneakers to Scrubs. First of all, I've been in the nonprofit, you know, in Chicago for over 10 years. And, you know, there are some healthy ones and some toxic ones, and I've unfortunately been a part of both. And Sneakers to Scrubs is the healthiest work environment I've ever had. As a startup nonprofit, my bosses are like my daughter's age, you know.
Yeah.
And
I noticed that.
Yeah, exactly. But they call me Big Sis. I'm like, okay, I'll let you go with that.
Right.
That's fine. But you know, just like the mission is just a marriage of all of my loves. And the way that I was brought to the work, it was just so serendipitous. It's just like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So Sneakers to Scrubs was founded in 2023 by 4 Black males who were former student athletes at Division I institutions. So they all played sports at high levels. And they converged in Chicago to go to medical school. 3 of them are at University of Chicago, Pritzker, and 1 is at Rush. And they met with this united goal to help get young Black male athletes exposed to careers in medicine. And they were motivated because, some of their parents were doctors, so they already kind of had this academic, inclination, right? But they had teammates that didn't, and they saw what happens when there isn't an equal emphasis on athletics and academics and life after. And like I said earlier, those consequences can be dire. And so on top of that, there's this very huge issue of health care disparities. And, we've seen it exacerbated during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So, in Chicago, we talk about this death gap where there's a 20 to 30 age difference in life expectancy depending on where you live. And Black men have that, they're the ones that have the lower life expectancy. So all of these things converge because one of the ways to improve health outcomes for Black people is to have physicians that look like them, healthcare professionals that look like them, that understand their pain, believe their pain, that historically we've had so many situations where we've learned to distrust healthcare providers, the syphilis, I can go on and on. Henrietta Lacks.
Right.
I mean,
No,
and so
say a couple of them though, because I think it's important because there are people that don't know about the syphilis and Yeah.
I mean, there have been many moments in history where our bodies, Black bodies, have been used to be like guinea pigs and dissection animals, and while we were still awake and not anesthetized, and so this leads to it. And then when you go to the doctor and they don't believe you, or they, just kind of brush you off, that does not encourage you to go to the doctor and seek care, and so that's the reason why we started this. But, the thing about it is you have to talk about careers in healthcare as early as elementary school, really.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's when the foundation is set, when you think about kids that have more advantages, so, the white kids that have parents that are doctors, or, any other student that has parents that are doctors, that's an advantage. So you kind of see, what that lifestyle looks like. You hear it, you're around it, and you see that it's possible for you. And so these are some of the things that happen so early. In addition to that, there's academic barriers that need to be overcome, in particular math and science, especially math. So that's where our programs start. Sneakers to Scrubs is on a mission to build pathways to healthcare careers for athletes that are free of barriers, because there's countless barriers along the way from the time you decide, however old you are, that you want to be a doctor until you actually become a doctor.
Yeah.
And so it requires like a blueprint to be set. You need mentors in that space. You need help to get, through academically. So
Johari,
that's what we do.
I want you to talk about a couple of those barriers. And first of all, let me apologize for not introducing you as Dr. Johari. My apologies for that.
And it's Johari.
Johari. Girl,
Yes,
just
ma'am.
slap me
That's
around.
Okay. That's okay,
All bad
girl.
all this morning.
You know I love you, though.
I love you back. So talk about a little bit about those barriers that they face.
Yeah. So I'll start with an academic barrier. I mentioned math. You know, in the city of Chicago, CPS students, in particular Black ones, algebra proficiency by 8th grade is less than 30%. That is that impacts, you know, graduation rates and things like that. But you need a math base in order to take some of these courses that are required to be, you know, a physician, or even to get to pre-med. You know, you have to take calculus and, you know, all these things. So there's those academic barriers. But then there's also barriers where the students aren't getting encouragement to pursue certain professions. So even if you get past middle school and you get to high school and you want to go, you know, be a doctor, a lot of the counselors are not even able to counsel students appropriately because sometimes they don't believe that they can be a doctor, quite frankly. But they're overwhelmed. You know, there's not enough college counselors in these high schools to give them, you know, some direction. So that's a barrier. Now, in this climate, you have the barrier of the programs that were designed to help students get to and through medical fields. They're being dismantled because of these, you know, the affirmative action bans and, you know, this fear that's being put into institutions to not have these type of programs, you know. So, like, you have upward bound programs that are going away. Those programs are designed for students of color, first generation.
Yeah.
Not just students of color, to help with them with college access and exposing them to college and, you know, those type of programs. When one of my alma maters, IU, had a program designed for students of color that's been completely dismantled, you know, so we have that barrier now as well. Financial barriers. I mean, it goes on and on. So it's not just if you're smart enough to get to medical school. That's like not the least of the concerns, but that's
the 10th
one
step
piece.
out of
Yeah, literally.
So we need to take a quick break. Can you stay with me on the other side?
Of course.
Okay, and I have a question for you, but hopefully I can remember it when we come back.
Write it down, girl. Write it down.
Okay, yeah, we'll be right back.
Check Up on Health with Chris Whitting.
If you've been in a fast food restaurant lately, you've probably seen the calorie counts on the menu. Dr. Brian Elbell from the New York University School of Medicine led a study that found that the added information made no difference in what a customer ordered.
Just over half of the adolescents that went into the restaurant saw this information, but only 9% said that the information influenced their choice. And we, in fact, didn't see any change in the number of calories purchased before and after calorie labeling started for these communities. And we found pretty similar results for choices that parents reported making for their children. So some people are clearly seeing this information, but it's not translating into a change in the number of calories purchased.
So why don't calorie counts on fast food menus make a difference?
There's a lot of things that are influencing food choice, particularly for adolescents. There's taste, and clearly unhealthy foods tend to taste a lot better. There's availability, there's price, and all of these things tend to work against labeling and nutrition.
For Check Up on Health, I'm Chris Whitting.
This is a WCPT Civil Rights Snapshot. The COVID-19 pandemic showed the bravery, dedication, and intelligence our doctors and nurses had, regardless of their gender. However, this was not always the case. Back in the 1800s, the idea of a woman doctor was laughable. When Elizabeth Blackwell applied to Geneva Medical College, the students voted on whether or not to accept women into their school. The students agreed to it as a joke, thinking it would be funny to see women fail in their field. Elizabeth felt compelled to become a doctor after a conversation with a dying friend who told her that her ordeal had been that much worse because her physicians were all men. Many of her fellow students and the town shunned her, and one professor tried to scare her out of his class. Regardless, Elizabeth stayed determined and graduated, but after, the dean of her school said he did not wish for more women to enroll. Despite the sexist discrimination, Elizabeth contributed to the first generation of women doctors in America and even opened up her own hospital. And in 2017, for the first time ever, a majority of medical students in the United States were women. Please stay vigilant about our civil rights. The fight is never over.
Hey Google, play WCPT.
Streaming Chicago's progressive talk from TuneIn.
It's Chew's Views with Richard Chew, where thinking out loud is encouraged. Give us a call, 773-763-9278. Filling in for Richard Chew Day, it's none other than Michelle Peltier.
And we are back, 773-763-9278. You can give us a call and ask Dr. Johari a question if you'd like. Are you there, my dear?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I remember my question. I'm on another show on Sundays, the Family Meeting, and the host, Eric Grant, is a graduate of Howard University. Mm-hmm. And one of the things he talks about in terms of, because he's really involved with their the basketball team. And so he talks about how Howard focuses on academics before they focus on the sports, and that most of the students who play ball there are 4.0 straight A students. Mm-hmm. So my question is, I know, I'm assuming that it doesn't look like that in other colleges, but how do you get a player, an athlete, to even think about medical anything? Because I don't think in regular colleges that aren't HBCUs aren't emphasizing education like that.
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation. That's what my whole dissertation was about. So, but no, and that's why it has to start early. You know, what I've learned is that, you know, we have different identities, right? And a lot of young people in our communities, they have this overemphasis on their athletic identity for many reasons. Mm-hmm. Like, they think that's the way out. That's the way that they get popularity and money and special privileges sometimes, you know? And so they're kind of like a different type of Black person, you know, if they're an athlete in many ways. And so when they don't have any other identity that's developed early on, that also contributes to that overemphasis. And so that's why we start with middle school with our programs, because our focus or our message to the boys is that you can be an amazing student and an amazing athlete. And if you want to play sports, you can do that. If that's your dream, we want you to have that. But statistically speaking, you know, you are going to have to find something else that you're good at or that you're passionate about. Yeah. And you can still be involved in sports in many ways. You can be a sports physician. You can be a dietitian. You can be a physical therapist, and on and on. Or you can work in the office. You can be a marketing person. You know what I'm saying? You can still stay connected to the sport that you love. Yeah. But if you want to live the life that you envision for yourself, you're going to have to figure out something else. And it's easier to have that conversation with a fifth grader than it is to have with an eighth grader, than it is to have with a college kid. You know what I'm saying? It gets a little bit more difficult. And especially now that they have, like, you know, NIL and, you know, all this money, it's even more difficult, I would say. Yeah. So how
are we getting into those middle schools? What are we?
Yeah. So what we are doing, we have an after-school program that it's just completed our second year. It was funded in part by the American Association of Medical Colleges, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois, and the National Medical Association. And they gave us this grant to focus on ways to improve men the representation of Black men in medicine. So we started our Athletes for Academics after school program, and we are partnered with an elementary school on the south side of Chicago, and we come in to do math and science enrichment, but we bring in medical students, we bring in physicians and undergraduates and high school kids to just be different type of mentors for the students. And the high school kids, they really changed the game. We started that at the end of the school year, and the way that the middle school boys took to them has really been amazing. So that's what we're going to be continuing to do. But, we incorporate math and basketball. So we'll be in the gym one day and we'll do basketball shootout competition. So the kids will be split up into teams, and they have a whiteboard, and they run to me and pick a question and run back to their team and try to answer it. And then, so we try to bring all these elements together to make it fun, because, one of the other barriers is teachers, unfortunately, that marginalize these kids from math. Yeah. So we try to give them another entry into math and help them, have fun with it, to keep that going. So, that requires partnerships with schools. We're partnering with CPS very closely, and, that's really what's required to get into the schools, to build these relationships so that you can present the work and they can see what you do so that they want you to do more. So that's the position that we're in right now, which is exciting.
So tell me about the young men who actually started this. Can you give me a little bit of background on each of them? Because I wish that I could show up, because I took a picture of them when they were on the stage, starting the program after you gave your amazing opening remarks. And they're all, first of all, they're all so tall.
I know, they were squeezed on that couch. I was like, y'all do not have to sit on the couch. It was uncomfortable, but they did it for me. I love them.
And that's the other thing. They seem so nice and kind, and it's amazing. So go ahead. Yeah,
I can just dote on it. I don't know if you can see my smile through the phone, but
I can hear it.
I love Jamil, Marcus, Lord, and Solomon. They are just such solid young people. Jamil is the primary founder. He's from Chicago, grew up in the area, went to Chicago lab school. He played basketball for Yale, came to Chicago, came back home to do the work that he's passionate about here in the city. Marcus Allen is from Las Vegas. He played basketball for Stanford and also played for the Lakers. His parents are both physicians, so that's how he got into the medical field. Lord is he played in the NFL. He played football for Columbia. He's at Rush Medical College. And then Solomon's from Atlanta. He played football for Harvard. And they're all finishing up their third year in medical school, so they're taking their step 2 exam. There's these step exams. I'm still learning all the ones, but they're preparing for big exams. They're doing their hospital rotations. So they're in different hospitals across the country, just doing their training. Jamil actually is working on his MBA as well. He's such a smarty pants. He is such a smarty pants. And so this upcoming year, he'll be taking a year off to work on his MBA at Booth. So he'll be around a lot more, so I'm excited about that. But, they're wrapping up, and it's just been really cool to see them progress,
For sure.
They started this as first-year medical students. They went viral, and they met, over 1,300 students as first-year medical students, just going around, exposing them and playing ball with the kids. And it's just beautiful to see them with the young people. It was funny. We had a site visit, and at the end of the school year, all the founders came to the middle school we're at, just like at the end of year kind of celebration. And so Jamil, I needed him to like come talk to me for the site visit we had. And he was like, "You mean I'm not going to get to play?" So he was like, he looked so disappointed. I was like, "Go ahead, don't play your ball. I'll take care of it." So just seeing them play ball with the kids, this is really beautiful.
That's amazing.
I love them.
So I have another question for you before we go.
Yeah.
When you gave your remarks at the event, you said that last year you had one sponsor and this year you had 6. So talk to me about that rapid growth. That's incredible.
I know. It's like the name of Sneakers to Scrubs is just, it's out there. So I'll go places and people say, "Oh, I've heard of you," you know.
Wow.
So people are seeing the work that we do. And we already have strong partners. Like we're partnered with the Chicago Bulls that do work with us. You know, I mentioned CPS. And so Chicago Community Trust, University of Chicago Medicine, who's a strong supporter of our organization, they came on as a sponsor. We got like sponsors from people we didn't even know about because they wanted to help make our event a success. So 5T Management, CSO, Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, and I think I'm forgetting one.
Okay,
but
good,
yeah.
good. We can stop right there because we got to go. I appreciate you so much. I hope to see you in person sometime soon.
Yes,
Thank you for spending your
Michelle.
morning with me, okay?
I appreciate you. Talk to you soon.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, everybody, we're going to take a break for some news. We shall return.
Latinos have been here always, before, during, and after the founding of the United States. We are small business owners rising before dawn to power the economy, hands that pick, manage, and prepare the food that nourishes America. Builders of our homes, our cities, our roads, our communities. Workers who labor daily to strengthen the very fabric of our nation. We are caregivers, teachers, doctors, engineers, neighbors, families raising the next generation. Latinos contribute over $4 trillion to America's GDP, bringing promise, innovation, and vitality to every corner of the U.S. We are the backbone, an indelible part of the American story. We are America. America is us. Learn more by going to americaisus.org and discover how Latinos have shaped America's journey and continue to forge its future.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call and click Grainger.com or just stop by.
AP News, I'm Marcela Sanchez. The U.S. and Iran have reached an initial agreement to end the war and reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Details of the deal were not immediately available, but the deal gives just 60 days to resolve what to do about Iran's stockpile of highly enriched uranium and its atomic program. Mediator Pakistan says the deal will be signed this Friday in Switzerland. Meanwhile, Israel's defense minister says Israel won't withdraw from lands seized in Lebanon, Syria, and Gaza. AP correspondent Charles de Ledesma reports.
In the first official Israeli comments after the announcement of the interim deal, Defense Minister Israel Katz says the army won't withdraw from land seized in Lebanon, potentially challenging an element of the deal that Iran and the US reached hours earlier. And Katz says Israel plans to stay indefinitely in lands it holds in Lebanon, as well as in Syria and the Gaza Strip. Iran has tied the interim deal over the war to halting Israel's attacks on Hezbollah in Lebanon. Katz also threatened that if Iran attacks Israel over strikes in Lebanon, Israel will strike Iran with great force. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
President Trump is headed to the French Alps today to meet with world leaders at the Group of Seven summit. Yesterday, he celebrated his 80th birthday by hosting a UFC cage fighting event on the White House lawn. Authorities say 2 helicopters collided over Rio de Janeiro yesterday morning and crashed in the Brazilian city's western zone. All 6 people aboard were killed. Police say American singer and comedian Oliver Tree was on the list of passengers given to aviation authorities, but they haven't been able to identify the bodies of those killed in the crash. More stories at apnews.com. This is AP News. World Cup fever has taken the American sports scene by storm, and not just on the pitch.
One day after Scotland's first World Cup win in 36 years, 1-0 over Haiti at nearby Boston Stadium, Scottish fans continued the party at historic Fenway Park, home of MLB's Boston Red Sox. Former Red Sox World Series hero and visiting Texas Rangers pitcher Nathan Eovaldi tells the AP,
It reminded me of the 21 postseason game. It's just like a super electric crowd.
It was the first baseball game for two young Scotland fans who sat next to the Rangers dugout. Texas skipper Skip Schumacher.
I think we have new baseball fans because of it. That's what it's all about.
Before the game, the kilt-wearing and bagpipe-playing Tartan Army paraded in these streets from a nearby public park to the ballpark.
Hearing whatever it was, 4,000 or 5,000 fans in center field and that wave and the whole deal was pretty special to take it all in and witness.
Geffen Coolbaugh, Boston.
And I'm Marcela Sanchez, AP News.
This is 8:20 a.m. WCPT Willow Springs and streaming worldwide at WCPT820.com. We are Chicago's progressive talk, where facts matter. Now your WCPT 820 weather update.
From energy to public health, extreme weather, the economy, and more, Climate Connections makes the global local. Hear it weekdays during the Tom Hartman program and during Joan Esposito, live, local, and progressive. Right here on WCPT 820, Chicago's progressive talk, where facts matter.
This is Tony Moret. I'm an estate planning attorney who drafts living trusts and wills for my clients. You have probably heard my ads here on WCPT for the last few years. Your fellow listeners, when we have completed their plans, say, I wish I had done this sooner. It wasn't nearly as hard as I thought it would be. We can complete your estate plan within 30 days or less. There are certainly decisions that need to be made, but my 30-plus years of experience will help guide you through this process. There may never be a perfect time to start, but whenever I'm asked when is the best time, my answer is always the same. Now is the best time, while it is on your mind. Being able to tell your family that you have an estate plan in place, that all the details have been taken care of, will be a great relief to both yourself and those you care for the most. Our initial consultation is without charge, and there is no obligation. My phone number is 847-996-0496, and my website is moretlawoffice.com, spelled M-O-R-E-E. I look forward to speaking with you.
This is WCPT 820, where you can hear the Stephanie Miller Show every weekday, 8 to 11 a.m., because facts matter.
WCPT 820, Chicago's progressive talk, where facts matter.
It's Chew's Views with Richard Chew. Hey, that's Michelle Peltier, but it's not Sunday. Must mean she's filling in for Richard Chew. Take it away, Michelle.
I know that I laugh every time, but I love them so much. They make me very happy. Thank you, Devin. Okay, we're back. 773-763-9278. If you want to text or give us a call. Cassandra, I see you. She commented on our last interview. She said exposure to and discussion about things outside of the neighborhoods and homes is very important. Kids being acclimated to a variety of disciplines via field trips, outings, participation events makes a big difference and allows them to see their future with possibilities beyond just sports. Thank you, Cassandra. It's so true. I don't think that most people really understand the feeling a black person gets, or, any other racial dynamic person feels when they see somebody that looks like them in a medical field or in any kind of field. It makes you feel like this person knows you and that can relate to you in some way. And so when you talk to them, especially if it's a doctor, if you talk to them about your pain or your problems, or you have a feeling that this person can look at you and speak to you personally about it, as opposed to an abstract way that somebody who doesn't look like you might treat you. So I think it's important. It's a great cause, and I'm really excited at their growth. Right, Devin? Okay, so we are having some technical difficulties. We are expecting Commissioner Kenya Merritt to be here today. I'm sure she's expecting to be here today. We're trying to connect. So I'm just going to sit here and just kind of ramble.
Back in my day.
I actually do have some Choose news I can share with you. I did the data center stuff, but yeah, I have other things. Oh, Devin, you know what I do want to ask you? I was going to talk to Mike Nellis about this, but I didn't see anything about the UFC thing yesterday.
Consider yourself lucky.
Really?
There was a rain delay for one.
What?
Yeah, so it started off on a rain delay. Then when it finally opened, it's him and Dana White holding hands. I mean, just walking down the stairs together.
Shut up.
They walked out together. It was very they were creating like a pro wrestling sort of thing. I did not watch. I caught some highlights this morning just, because it's all on the phone there. But one thing that was, I'm blanking on name, but one of the fighters, after he won his match, he grabbed the microphone and said, Michelle Obama is a man. Yes.
Oh, no. And they didn't bleep it out or anything?
No, the crowd cheered. They thought it was funny.
Can I hate them?
I want to hate them. I do hate them.
What is the point of any of that?
I don't know, but if any of them were to grab the mic and say, Donald Trump is an adjudicated rapist, alleged pedophile in the Epstein files, 34-count felon.
And don't forget, and he poops his pants all day, every day.
Allegedly poos his pants.
It's not alleged.
As Mike's saying back, Mike just whispered, he's like, they said any of that, they would have been able to fight in the White House lawn.
Mm-hmm.
So, but just, it's ridiculous that this is where we're at now. We are on the White House calling the former First Lady a man.
They should go to jail just for that.
And I think they should get knocked the you-know-what out, but it's just kind of sad that most of the UFC is gone to this sort of right-wing thing, and that we are just treating politics like a sports team right now, the White House like a sports venue, because if they held this at Mar-a-Lago, I don't think it would have mattered as much.
I don't think people would have cared as much, right? I think that he's trying to... what is that?
Someone's on the phone. Is that our guest, Mike? That's the guest. That's good.
Wait a minute. I was in the middle of a sentence.
Oh, sorry.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good today. Thank you so much for joining us, and sorry for the technical difficulties that we've had this morning before you got here. So I'm so glad that we were able to connect, and I appreciate you being with us this morning.
Well, I'm happy to be here. Well, it's Monday, after a long, beautiful weekend, so anything is bound to happen. I appreciate you having me on.
Okay. Well, congratulations on your appointment as the commissioner. And I want to tell you something. I'm a transplant. I've been here over 20 years now. But one of my favorite things about Chicago are the summers here. And so you've got the coolest job in the world, I think. Can you talk to us about summer? What's happening?
Yeah. We're super excited about summer, and welcome to Chicago. After you've had a full summer here, you're now officially a Chicagoan, so you're no longer a transplant.
Girl, 20 years though, so yeah, I'm good.
You're very good.
Yeah.
Well, we're super excited about this summer in Chicago. You're absolutely right. There's nothing like summertime shy. A couple of weeks ago, we launched our summer programming with the Chicago Blues Fest.
Yeah, I know.
And we actually broke a record. Yes, we broke a record this year. Over our 3-day weekend, we had over 190,000 people in the park.
Wow.
And we think that's just indicative of all of the amazing things that we have on tap for the summer. And that was just kicking us off. In a couple of weeks, we'll be kicking off with Taste of Chicago. We're kicking it back to 5 days.
Oh, wow.
In Grant Park. And we're returning to July. And so we're encouraging everyone to meet us back in Grant Park. Everyone has... Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to ask you a quick question because I've always loved the taste this time of year, but I know that we moved it because of the NASCAR. Do you think NASCAR's coming back, or do we get to keep the taste in July?
Well, for now, this year, we're going to celebrate that it's in July. We'll see what happens in future years. But we're excited to be returning back to July. That's where Taste has always been, and we're hoping that we can stay in the month of July. We have an amazing lineup of musicians. We have Beach Bunny, not Bad Bunny. We have Common. We have also Babyface that will be joining us.
Wow.
And most importantly, we have over 80 food vendors that will be joining us in Grant Park. It is the largest free food festival in the world.
Love it. Love it so much. Thank you for doing that and keeping it in July. Yeah.
Yeah, we're excited about keeping it in July. And also, for those that are interested in coming out tonight, we have Millennium Park Music Series that will be kicking off. We have our very own DJ Cash Era that will be performing and opening up to Arrested Development, who is an iconic musical group.
Wow.
So in addition to our large festivals, Taste of Chicago, we do have a series of concerts that will be playing in Millennium Park this summer, along with movies. So for our movie buffs, those that are getting ready to celebrate the commemoration of America's 250, on June 30th, we'll be playing Independence Day.
Oh, come on now. Love it.
I know. We have a great movie series lined up. So we have something also for the kiddos. We have Ratatouille that will be playing July 7th. I know, me too. As an adult, you can catch me watching, some of the cartoon movies. So I will definitely be there with Ratatouille. We have Hamilton, also in celebration of America's 250. And I know that people were all psyched about Devil Wears Prada 2.
Yeah.
Well, it's the 20th anniversary of the first movie, and we'll be playing that in August.
So, Commissioner Merritt, I'm on another show on Sundays, and I do the news on that show. So I excitedly talked about the movies in the park yesterday because I do think that that's one of the greatest things that happens here. And so I'm loving that you're talking about it today. And I'm really excited about Independence Day being on the big screen.
Yeah, Independence Day being on the big screen, it's amazing. It's a great way for families to come out, not only just our adults. Certainly grab your bottle of wine, get your picnic, get your blankets, get your chairs, and just, crash out on Millennium Park lawn this summer, but also bring your kids. We have lots of programming for children and for families, and we're encouraging people to come out. Summertime shy is a very short period of time. We packed the most in this 3-month period, and we're asking people to put Millennium Park on the top of your list as one of the events or one of the places that you'll visit this summer. In addition to Taste of Chicago, we have more festivals that will happen in Millennium Park. We have our Gospel Music Festival that's returning back for 2 days. For those of us that are Chicago house heads, as we call it, we'll have our House Music Festival in August as well, from August 27th through August 30th. And then we'll be rounding out the summer with Jazz Festival as well as World Music Festival. And people can get the details with all of the dates for all of the amazing things that we have planned this summer. They can follow us on our social media handles at Chicago DCASE. And I hope to see you out there at the movies.
Well, you hopefully you will, because I'll be looking for you. Tell me which ones you're going to. Ratatouille and Independence Day, those are the two I'll go to so I can find you.
I have a full list, and I will be there. I am encouraging people. I'm going to be making my way around the lawn, so I'm asking people to also bring food so that I can have some dinner while people are at the park. But I'm truly excited about them all. But I'll just share a little bit of my favorites. Of course, Independence Day. We are going to do a double feature with Rob Reiner. We're going to have When Harry Met Sally.
One of my favorites.
So I'm gonna be there for that. Certainly, Devil Wears Prada. And I have to pay homage to our very own Buddy Guy. We will be showing Sinners on August 18th.
I didn't see that on the list. Really?
Yes. Well, add that to your list.
I've got to
August
see
18th.
Sinners like that.
I will meet you in the park. And we have some really cool, again, headliners. I shared a little bit about who's going to be at Taste of Chicago. So we're encouraging people not only grab like your food from your favorite restaurants at Taste of Chicago, but also come and check out the artists. We have a local stage where we will have emerging artists from the city, but we also have our main stage, which is all free and open to the public. After this word on
love
free.
It. Yes,
There's
love it,
no
love
cost
it, love
to
it.
come in.
That's what makes Chicago great. Yeah.
That's what makes Chicago great. And returning for Jazz Festival, I know some people joined us for the International Jazz Day Festival, which was here in April with our very own Herbie Hancock. And we had Robert Glasper, who played along with a ton of other international jazz artists. Well, he will be returning in the month of September over Labor Day weekend for our very own Jazz Festival in Millennium Park. And so we're asking people to come out, support him, support the other artists like Dee Dee Bridgewater and the Miles Electric Band that will be performing for Jazz Festival. So we have a full lineup planned, whatever your art form that you are interested in, or maybe a specific genre of music. We ask that you come out, but also that you try something new. We have a great lineup, and again, it's free, so there's no barriers to coming down and enjoying all of the programs that we have planned for the summer.
Well, again, I think that you do have the greatest job in Illinois, and I'm happy that you're in charge, because you sound so enthusiastic about it, as enthusiastic as I am, and I don't think you can do what you're doing if you're not enthusiastic about it. But you have a great job.
Thank you. I think so, too. I appreciate it, but I certainly couldn't do it without our amazing team. We have a small but mighty team at the Department of Cultural Affairs and Special Events, and I am very blessed to be in this role at this time.
Well, congratulations on it. And I think, can we take a break? Or should we take a break?
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. Do you mind holding on for one more segment? Do you have time, Commissioner?
Sure, thank you.
Okay, great. We'll be right back, y'all. 773-763-9278. We'll be right back with Commissioner Merritt. Thank you.
Too often, political news focuses on what's happening in Washington, D.C. But from redistricting to reproductive rights, what matters most to your life happens at the state level. And when no one's closely watching the state, bad stuff happens. That's why Heartland Signal offers Radio Free America, a free weekly newsletter from me, Aaron Kleinman. Sign up at heartlandsignal.com/newsletter. I spent 7 years helping the most successful state-level political group navigate elections across the country. Now I want to help you understand what's going on in your state. And I'll also have some funny stuff in there too, like Weird Al on Howard Stern. Because, let's face it, we could all use a laugh. So sign up for our free newsletter, Radio Free America. We never share or sell your email address, and you can unsubscribe at any time. Sign up now at heartlandsignal.com/newsletter.
Latinos have been here always, before, during, and after the founding of the United States. We are small business owners rising before dawn to power the economy, hands that pick, manage, and prepare the food that nourishes America. Builders of our homes, our cities, our roads, our communities. Workers who labor daily to strengthen the very fabric of our nation. We are caregivers, teachers, doctors, engineers, neighbors, families raising the next generation. Latinos contribute over $4 trillion to America's GDP, bringing promise, innovation, and vitality to every corner of the U.S. We are the backbone, an indelible part of the American story. We are America. America is us. Learn more by going to americaisus.org and discover how Latinos have shaped America's journey and continue to forge its future.
This is WCPT 820, where facts matter.
It's Chew's Views with Richard Chew. Filling in for Richard Chew, it's Michelle Peltier, with her own mix of curiosity, common sense, and just enough humor to keep us all awake. Now here's your host, Michelle Peltier.
We're back. Good morning. Just enough enthusiasm to keep everybody awake. I've got the annoying voice. Let's see. Tomorrow on Choose Views, Richard is back, and his guests include U.S. Senate candidate Charles Booker and legal scholar, author, and podcaster Leah Littman. Also this week, Richard will talk to Wisconsin State Senator and candidate for governor Kelda Roys. Jody Hamilton and Sean Smith-Pierce of the Politics Bar will be here, and Pennsylvania Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis. So your man will be back tomorrow. He's got a full schedule, too. And with that said, we are back with Commissioner Merritt. We're back.
We're back.
Yay.
Good morning again. Thank you so much for having me again.
Let's talk about what's going on with the rest of the summer. So you rounded it out, but is there something that we're missing?
Yeah, actually, so we talked about all the things that's happening in Millennium Park, but just across the street from Millennium Park is our Chicago Cultural Center. And so it is an amazing cultural hub where visitors as well as residents, if you're hot, you can take a break from the heat and come in and enjoy some of the many programs and initiatives that we have in the building.
Nice.
So I shared a little bit about Chicago Jazz Festival that's happening in September. Well, we have an exhibition that we launched in April, and it will go through the end of September, that pays homage to the history and the legacy of jazz in Chicago. And for those that love jazz, you know, sometimes the best places you could hear it are in small venues known as lounges.
Absolutely.
In Chicago.
Yes, yes.
So as a part of our exhibition, just giving honor to the jazz greats in our city, we have a little lounge that's set up on the first floor. So for those that have never experienced it, they can experience a little bit of what it would feel like to listen to jazz in the Chicago Lounge in the Cultural Center. We also have programming there that includes some concerts as well. So we encourage people to come across the street to the Cultural Center, experience some of our exhibitions. That's one of 3 that we currently have.
Okay.
We have one on the 4th floor from an artist that was born and raised in Little Village, Alberto Aguilera. He has a great exhibition. He did it in part with other artists here in Chicago, and so we were happy to partner with him. And the name of his exhibition is I Just Really Want to Tell You This One Thing. And aren't we known for saying that in Chicago? Just let me tell you one thing. And then it turns into a whole conversation. Right. And the next thing you know, it's an hour
later.
Like,
for sure.
I thought it was just one thing. Well, that's just the hospitality and just how we are in Chicago. And we're just happy to have the Chicago Cultural Center as a platform for our local artists. And then we also have a piece that shows the connection between Chicago and Vienna. So we know that Chicago is a global city. Those of us that live here, you've been here 20 years. One of the things that we're trying to dispel the narrative around the world is that, like, we are this great city and we're getting there. And so one of the ways that we're doing that is partnering with artists as well as creators around demonstrating the role that Chicago plays in other countries. And so we have an exhibition that explores just that. It's artists that are from Vienna as well as Chicago, and they explore the historical relationship between our two cities as it relates to architecture, economics, as well as a cultural exchange. And as we get a little bit more deeper into my tenure as commissioner, we'll start to draw that connection even more. You know, before coming into this role, I served as deputy mayor of business and economic development, and we're starting to make that connection even more, that culture and creativity here in Chicago is an economic driver. It plays a key role in the growth of our city, and we'll start to see that even more in the work that we do.
You know, I'm so glad that you brought that up, because when I was reading the press release that came out regarding your appointment, one of the things that you said was, together we will build a more connected and thriving cultural ecosystem, one that reflects the diversity, innovation, and global influence of our city. And I think that that's such a forward-thinking plan, and it makes me very excited about you being in that position, because you're thinking in such a connected way, because everything is connected, right?
Everything is connected. So typically when people think about the growth of our economy in Chicago, they always think about the expansion of business, the relocation of global companies.
Right.
And all of those things are important. And in my role as deputy mayor, I sat in rooms and across tables where I pitched people coming to Chicago. One of the things that got them across the finish line was summertime in Chicago and all of the great culture. And so we're going to lean into that and recognize the important role that it plays in making our city so great.
Thank you, Commissioner Merritt. Thank you so much. We have one more break. Do you want to stay on for a little bit longer? Or do you have to go?
Why not?
Let's stay on a little bit longer. We'll be right back, okay?
Thank you.
We'll be right back, everybody.
Save big money on your next painting project when you shop at Menards. Get long-lasting color with Pittsburgh's Grand Distinction Exterior Paint and Primer in one. It's highly dirt-resistant and provides a mildew-resistant coating. Save big money on all Pittsburgh paints. Our knowledgeable team is ready to help bring your dreams to life, 1 gallon at a time. Stop by your local Menards and get your project started today.
Save big money at Menards.
Stephanie Miller.
Bob Cesca joins us now.
Oh, God, shut down the internet. Can we just shut it down? We just got to unplug it. We need a timeout from the internet.
Yeah.
All of American society. I think, you know what? I say that half jokingly, but the other half is like, yeah. As someone who worked his entire career on the internet, I feel like we just weren't evolved enough. We weren't ready when it came along. Came along way too soon.
Stephanie Miller, weekday mornings 8 to 11 on WCPT 820.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months, and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at USO.org today. We're with Liam after his 4th military move, when being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays, when she misses home the most. We're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at USO.org today.
Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT Willow Springs, is powered by ComEd. Visit ComEd.com/facility assessment to learn more about energy savings.
From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. We'll see increasing cloud cover here for today with a high in the mid-70s. Winds out of the west around 5 to 10 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. And then for tonight, partly cloudy skies develop, a low near 58. By Tuesday, a chance for showers and thunderstorms. Blend of clouds and sunshine develops, high of 74 degrees. Then by Wednesday, chance for rain and storms, a high around 75. That's your latest Chicago weather update. Currently, it's 57.
You're listening to WCPT 820 because facts matter.
Put that Egg McMuffin down.
Sausage McMuffin.
It's time for Shoes Views with Richard Shue, which is what I would say if he were here. Filling in for Richard Shue Day, it's none other than Michelle Peltier.
We are back. Yes. Let's, Commissioner, we're back.
Yeah. Yes. Awesome.
So let's wrap it up because not unfortunately, we have another guest, but I wanted to end this with you today because I thought that this was a great conversation, and I'm so excited and happy and proud of you, and I love the direction that you're taking, that you're going to take the department, and I just tell us what your future goals are outside of the summer and outside of what we just talked about. Yeah.
Yeah, so here's the thing. This is going to sound crazy, but I know for our Chicagoans, not so crazy. I think there's some opportunity with winter. So we always talk about summertime shy and how amazing it is.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be amazing to talk about how amazing winter is as a destination? And so
I agree.
I shared that Chicago is a global city. Well, a global city can't take 3 months off for the year. And so
that's a good point.
About ways that we can draw and attract people here for the winter season. You know, last year we partnered with Dick Clark Productions to have Chicago highlighted as a part of the New Year's Rockin' Eve, and we'll be doing that again this year. And so we want to continue to build on that momentum and make Chicago a winter destination. And ultimately, my goal is for people to recognize that culture is not an amenity. It is absolutely essential to our economy. It is essential to our well-being, and it is essential to the growth of Chicago, downtown, as well as to our neighborhoods. And so if the work that we do at DCASE can get us there, then I am happy to be leading in this time. And I appreciate your kind words and your support.
Well, you are the woman for the moment, and I'm excited. So thank you so much for having a conversation with me, specifically me today, because I was curious, and I'm so happy we had this conversation.
Thank you for having me, and I expect to see you in Millennium Park this summer.
You're going to see me. I'm going to find you. Don't worry about it. It might be a problem, but don't tell anybody.
I won't. It'll just be between me and you.
Okay.
And everybody listening. All right. Thank you so much. Enjoy your week.
You too. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Okay. Should we break real quick and then come back? We can just do it. All right, everybody. You know Mike Nellis. He's a guest and a friend of the show. And at this point, he and Richard are friends, I'm sure, because they spend so much time together. But I'm excited to talk to him. Good morning. Where is he?
Morning, Michelle. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well.
Where is his face at? Oh,
do you want me to turn the Zoom on? I can turn it on. I'm just sitting in my backyard.
Oh, you didn't have your face on purpose. Oh, look at you.
Morning.
Nice. Well, so before we get started, thank you for joining the guest person today, because I know you're used to talking to Richard, so I appreciate you entertaining me too today.
I'm always glad to make a new friend, Michelle.
Well, that's good. Listen, first of all, you're everywhere. You just kind of exploded. I see you everywhere on YouTube, on every podcast, with Jen and Pumps, with Don, and with everybody. But the thing I wanted to kind of talk to you about, which I think is a great thing, and I want more podcasters and broadcasters to do it because I think it's important. I'm fascinated and want to know more about you and your partnership with Adam.
Adam Mockler?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. He's an amazing young man. He lives 10 minutes down the street from me, basically off Western here.
Okay.
I'm on the north side of Chicago. Met him. We had dinner the other night, and we were trying to figure out how we met each other, and I can't remember how we met, but must have been at some event. But people talk about me as a hard worker. He works a million times harder than I am. People should check him out. It's Adam Mockler. He's a YouTuber. He's a prolific content creator. He's on CNN all the time, embarrassing these.
He's so good on CNN. It's crazy. I don't know where he got that composure, but he's amazing.
I wish I could be that good as he is. But here's the thing about him is he's the man you want him to be. Like, he's 23 years old, and I've gotten to just be, private moments with him, having a drink. And, sometimes in those moments, people reveal themselves and you don't always like who that person is. But he's just a good dude, just a really good dude in it for the right reason. And I'm really grateful that I get to we do a bi-weekly show. It's 9 a.m. Wednesdays and Saturday mornings on Substack. He puts it up on YouTube. And he's just a good person.
Well, this is why I think it's important, right? I think that we, as older people, I think I got about 20 on you. So I have the end, which is me, the middle, which is you, and the beginning, which is him. And
way too early for me to be thinking about myself as middle-aged.
But I think that those collaborations are so important because there's been a time where we don't think we believe the same things generationally, right? And so you guys having these moments, these podcasts together bridges that gap. And I think it's important, especially when it comes time for election, and to show everybody that we're not that different. We're just older or younger, right? And I'm seeing more of that, but I think you might have been one of the first to really make it a thing, if you will.
Well, I think we've got a lot of the work that I do is trying to bridge these gaps and reach new audiences, because Democrats have been really bad about that, but especially since the war in Iran started, and I know we're quote unquote, we have another deal. I don't know if it'll last. We'll see.
Is it real though? Is this one real?
I don't know. Yeah. By the way, everything I've heard about the deal is like horrendous. Like, I want the war to be over, but we're going to give Iran $100 billion and they're going to keep their uranium. Like, what was the point? That's maybe we can talk about that later, because I'm beside myself this morning about it. But the thing, the conversations with Adam, like with the show that we started right around when the war started, and we had been doing a few collaborations before that. But it was, to me, to get that perspective of, I guess I'm an old man now. I'm almost 40, and I got my start in politics because I was protesting the Iraq War in high school and college. I thought it was horrendous and amoral, and that ended up leading me to go drop out of college and work for Barack Obama on his first presidential campaign. And then to watch Adam, who's going through his version of that right now, is this very rapidly growing YouTuber that, kids his age are young men in particular, they were promised by Trump good paying jobs and no new wars, and he broke both promises. And then he goes on TV to call that out, and they tell him to change his diaper, right? They treat him like an infant. And that's how I was treated 20 years ago. So there is more in common. It's just, look, the Republican Party and the Democratic Party is not perfect, has a lot of faults, but like the Republican Party always does like 2 or 3 things every time they're in power, right? They crash the economy, they cut taxes for billionaires, they start a new stupid war that doesn't benefit anybody but their donors. So it's amazing. We're speed running the Bush administration right now, and I get to watch a much cooler, more thoughtful version of me. He's not me, let me be clear. But like it's just I'm really proud of him, and I'm glad that I get to see that, because it gives me a new perspective on my 2-decade career here.
Yeah. And there's a bunch of them. And so, again, I just think that those collaborations, no matter what shows they are, because I know that I've had it. Jen and Pumps are doing it over there, too. They have all of these young producers that they put on the air. And I think it's going to benefit us tremendously when it comes time for elections, because we'll all be speaking together in one voice. Oh, come on. They are so funny, but they're so smart. And yeah, I love that one.
I love Pumps too, because Jen gets most of the attention, but like every now and again, Pumps will just like, I say this about my wife. So obviously, like, I'm the big personality in my marriage, but my wife, one joke a day, and it's the funniest thing I've ever heard. And Pumps is just like that. Like Pumps will just have like the thing. Like Jen and I are like comedians. We'll take like 50 shots at a joke, and then one of them will stick. Pumps will just wait like a sniper.
She gets those zingers in, and they're unexpected, and just they're amazing. Yeah, I love that show. I love that show. Okay, so before you talk about the deal that is not a deal, Talk about Sunday, the birthday. What happened? Because I didn't watch. Did you watch it?
I didn't watch most of it. I've caught up on some of the. Before I jumped on here, I saw a clip of like 3 drunk people brawling on the White House lawn. So I'm not one to really talk or think like this because I don't look down on people. But I'm so grateful that goobers could have their day at the White House. Like I just don't. I don't know what we're doing anymore. And like, look, I enjoy a good UFC fight every now and again. It's not my favorite thing, but like I've seen a few. I'm much more of a pro wrestling guy, so like I get the spectacle of the whole thing. But to throw yourself a birthday party, which is about him, right? I mean, the best idea that they have to celebrate America's 250th birthday anniversary is Trump on his birthday getting this stupid fight. Using the White House in that way to me is disgusting. But beyond all of that, because like there's a process, there's a respectful aspect of it. But in this moment in time, the average American says they can't afford their rent, they can't afford their mortgage, wages are depressed, the job market's a disaster, everything's is so expensive. And Trump promised that he was going to make everything less expensive. He promised he was going to create the job market. He said we're going to have this golden age of America. When does that start for anybody other than the Epstein class that was all over this UFC fight this weekend? Because I saw Elon Musk was there, the nation's first trillionaire. I saw Zuckerberg there. I saw Trump, obviously. And here's the other thing about it is all this pomp and circumstance and silliness, and they all looked miserable to me. They all looked
because
miserable.
They are.
That's right, because they're all dead inside. They have everything that anyone could ever want except for love and community and connection, and they miss the parts of life that are real. And, all these people this week, I've been pretty critical, obviously, of Elon Musk becoming the world's first trillionaire.
Which is ridiculous.
Congratulations, dude. You were bored with a silver spoon up your butt, and the federal government's been doling out loans and contracts to you for 2 decades now, and you made it a trillionaire. Like, I'm sure I could do that if I was born on third base, too. But, like, I'm not – all the MAGA influencers out there are going, Mike, you're just jealous of them. You wish you could have gone to the UFC fight. You wish you were a trillionaire. I'm like, no, because I have depth to me. You know what I did last night? I laid on the couch with my wife, and we watched TV, and we talked, and we had fun. And, like, that's more interesting to me. You know what I did yesterday? I took my son kayaking on the Chicago River.
Oh,
like,
that is so amazing. I love it.
It's just so much better. And, like, I didn't stay up all night tweeting about it either. I tweeted a couple of times, obviously.
Yeah.
I know what I'm about. But, like, they don't understand what real community looks like. That's why this thing is so unpopular. I mean, only 18% of Americans approve of a UFC fight at the White House. People hated this.
I wonder how many people, do we have any stats on how many people, because it was $8.95 on, was it Paramount?
Paramount, yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if anybody.
I haven't seen anything yet. They're gonna lie about it though. They're gonna lie.
That's true.
Like,
that's true.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, it was the most watched UFC fight ever. Quite frankly, I think we could have gotten more, but I wanted to make a little money. Like, it's gonna be like that, it's whatever.
So,
but at the end of the day, nothing that happens in Donald Trump's Washington has anything to do with improving people's lives. It's all about him. It's all about this like small group of people. Dana White, Elon Musk, Zuckerberg, the rest of them. It's a ruling class and an oligarchy. It's embarrassing. And they're going to get what's coming to them because the midterms are coming like a freight train and people are very upset right now.
Devin wanted to say something to us.
So they're still counting, but they're estimating about 15 to 20 million viewers, and there were roughly 85,000 people there. But there were
85,000 people in Washington?
And then 200,000 throughout the 2-day fan festival.
I don't believe that.
All right.
I don't believe that.
I mean, I would just point out that there were 1 million people like at minimum in DC for the Women's March. So like that's not impressive to me. I'm not impressed. I mean, what was it? It was 8 million people across the country protested for No King's Day last time. I think the estimate was as high as 12. So I don't want to hear it.
That's right. That's
like,
right.
5% of this country is still a lot of people. So I'm not. And by the way, they bust them in. Like they bust them in.
Did they pay some of them too?
100%. This is going to be just like, look, everything with the right is manufactured 100%. The Melania's documentary, remember? They were like, oh, we broke all the records.
Oh my gosh. Yes, you're right.
They were paying local Republican county parties to have people go watch the movie.
Yeah.
So
Mike, you want to stay on for after the break? I appreciate you. Okay, we'll be right back. 773-763-9278. Send us a text. We'll be right back.
This is a WCPT Moment in Labor. In 2011, 6 Jimmy John's employees in Minneapolis were fired by their franchise-owning company, Mickey Lynn Enterprises, after fighting for paid sick days. This is a common theme in the union-free world of fast food. Over 13 million Americans work in the fast food industry, making an average of $13,500 a year, not even half the average cost of living. 80% of fast food workers have experienced work-related injuries, and only 13% were covered by their employer. A group of employees referred to as the Jimmy John's Six fought for these rights, creating an online campaign, posting a picture of 2 sandwiches saying one of these was made by a healthy employee, the other was made by a sick employee. Can you tell the difference? Too bad, as Jimmy John's workers do not get paid sick days. Help workers win sick days. More than 32 million Americans work a job that does not offer paid sick days. This has been a WCPT Moment in Labor. We're working for your rights.
That's the sound of the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program, saving you money and energy. With rebates on Energy Star appliances, so you can come back to a home full of savings. Discover more ways to save at ComEd.com/home savings. ComEd, powering lives.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She could get a deal. Book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Alexa, play WCPT.
WCPT from TuneIn.
Due to budget cuts, all creativity has been removed from the Q's news bumpers. Now filling in for Richard Q today, it's Michelle Peltier.
Those are all different. I love them.
You're welcome, but I just want to let you know, no stupid robots replacing me, Michelle.
It better not. I will burn something down. Hi, Mike. Welcome back.
The robots can have my job if they want it.
No, they can't. A robot can't do your job. I get excited. Devin does these little promos for me, and I feel it makes me feel happy and cool all at the same time. So I appreciate you letting me enjoy that for a moment. So listen, we were talking during the break, and I did not realize until Devin said something that last year, it's been a year since his last birthday, and last year was the troops, the parade for DT's birthday. So we go from that to this, and both of them were failures. Seems so.
Yeah, well, that military parade last year was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen.
Oh, my gosh. And the squeaky tank.
Oh, that was bad. Yeah. I mean, and Marco Rubio falling asleep was really bad. I mean, I'll give them this. The production quality was better last night. You know, everything that I saw, I was like, look, I can sort of like divorce my brain for a second and go, hey, that was spectacular, quote unquote, from a production quality standpoint. But like, it's the quote from Jurassic Park. It's like, you were so preoccupied with whether or not you could, you didn't stop to think about whether or not you should. So like, again, it's like nobody can deny that the UFC puts on a great spectacle, but it's embarrassing. It should not be happening in the people's house. And I don't know if you saw this, but UFC put up an AI generated promotional video of Teddy Roosevelt getting ready for the UFC fight at the White House, which to me, as a huge Teddy Roosevelt fan, is super offensive because, and I get none of this really matters. Let's be clear about that, because the real problem is people can't afford to pay their grocery bills.
Exactly.
But like,
put gas in the car, yeah.
Exactly. Teddy Roosevelt dedicated his entire life to lifting up his fellow man and breaking concentrations of power amongst the wealthy classes in this country, okay? He used his power at the White House to improve regular people's lives. Did he like to box? Yeah. Did he have a boxing ring at the White House? Yeah. If that's all that you know about him, then you're embarrassing and you need to watch the History Channel, because he would have hated this. He would have hated Elon Musk. He would have hated Donald Trump. I'm not saying he would have been a Democrat or anything. It's just like he would have hated every single thing about this. He was an actual populist who used his power to help people, who used his power to break up concentrations of wealth and power. Like, it's just, I yearn for a real populist that will do that, because the concentration of influence and power amongst this class of people, the tech billionaires, those who control the algorithms, the Epstein class, Trump, these monopolies, they've all got to go. We just can't keep doing it this way.
Well, I'm telling you, I don't know how we get beyond it at this point. We haven't put any laws in place to restrict what they can do with their money when it comes to the general public, right? They're just buying everything up. And I was talking about the data centers today that are very scary. And in the United States, we have 4,184 data centers, and the UK has 515. So, and we have so many here because I don't know how much we really care about each other. You know, I don't feel like as a community, I'm not talking about you and me, I'm talking about these rich people who are in charge of everything. They can fix everything with a check. And instead they're, buying rockets and data centers and all this other stuff.
Well, they don't care about us.
Right.
Like, let's just be super clear about that. Like, they're focused on the wrong stuff, and they're focused on their whims, and that's why you get the space stuff. And like, look, I actually think space exploration is important, and I'm fine to spend money on that. But I think I want to make sure that, like, people don't go bankrupt when they get sick, and I don't think that's an unreasonable thing to believe in. But look, there's two paths where this is going to go. Separate out my own. Excuse me, sorry, I'm getting over a cold.
It's okay.
Separate out my own morality and politics for a second. There's two paths this is either going to go. Is like, one, we're going to get one hand back on the wheel for some kind of adults that know how to get something done, that are going to make a meaningful impact to improve people's lives. Because most people, right, they're doing everything right. They're taking care of their family. They're trying to pay their mortgage. They're trying to pay their rent. They just want to retire and take a vacation every now and again and maybe have a hobby or something like that. Those things are not luxuries. They're vital parts of the American dream. Mm-hmm. So we either get that, and we get, it's probably going to be a Democratic president that does it in this environment. And I don't believe there's any chance the Republican Party will figure this out, given they don't care.
They don't want to, yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The alternative ending is much darker, because, and I just call this like it's torches and pitchforks, because we're either going to have an environment where, one, somebody like a Nick Fuentes, who unfortunately lives in the city of Chicago with us, is a neo-Nazi white supremacist. I can't finish my thought because I'll use words that I'm not allowed to on the radio.
I have some too.
Yeah, not a good dude. You can watch my YouTube channel if you want to hear my nickname for him. It's less than flattering. But, he takes over in some way, or somebody that listens to him takes over, and suddenly we have an even worse version of this immigration attack against immigrant communities all across the country, and it becomes, 1940s Germany in a way that becomes really scary. Or the reverse happens. Not the reverse. I don't want to say that they're the reverse image of itself, but you get this, like, the billionaire class doesn't care. You have a lot of disaffected young men and workers all across the country. It becomes, they're standing outside the gates and we're chopping off heads. And, like, I don't want to do either of those two things, obviously. I would prefer to solve everything at the ballot box. I would prefer that the system work. But these folks have got to understand, you can't keep blaming everything on immigrants. And you've got to start letting it actually trickle down. And that's going to require government action, because for 40 years of my entire life, the Republicans have been saying, if we cut their taxes, it'll trickle down. Everybody's life will get better. If we get rid of these regulations, it'll create massive economic growth, and that'll be good for you. And it's done some of that. But for the most part, it hasn't done anything to improve your life. Like, we've talked a lot, not today, but just generally about, like, Graham Plattner, right, in Maine. And I think Graham Plattner is incredibly problematic. He's basically a human red flag, although I prefer he wins to Susan Collins. But Susan Collins has been in the United States Senate since 1996. She's accomplished absolutely nothing with her career. Go ask the average Mainer if their life was better than it was in 96. The answer is going to be no. I was 8 years old in 96. So it's just... It's right. I'm sorry. I just had to get that in there to let you know that I'm still young. But like,
thank you, because it lets me know that I'm old. But go ahead.
I'm sorry. Well, you started the show off by calling me middle aged. I feel like I owed you one back. Okay. So, but it's bad out there, right? And it's just going to get worse. And the more that you have, especially like young, disaffected, angry men without jobs. This is the first generation of men under 30 that are making less money than their female counterparts. Young women right now are doing better in the economy on average than men. Huge. It's not a problem. We shouldn't
I was going to say, finally the pendulum has switched, right?
Right. And I'm not saying we should do anything to get in the way of that. I'm just saying that, like, if all they're doing is listening to Andrew Tate and Nick Fuentes, it's going to be really bad.
It's already bad. It's actually, if I can, I mean, it's something that really concerns me about the men's vision and relationships with women. I feel like it's deteriorating to a point that I don't know if they're ever going to be able to get back. I mean, we have to coexist, obviously, so that we can procreate and all that other stuff. But just in terms of general respect, what I'm seeing from these young men towards women today is very, very, very concerning to me.
I mean, it's awful, and it feels like, to me, this is my diagnosis of the problem, especially over the last 10 years, is that in the quote unquote Me Too era, I don't know if we're still calling it that or not, but like it feels like a lot of like liberal men sort of and especially like liberal white men sort of withdrew from public discourse in some meaningful ways to give space for others to rise. And what happened is the right filled that vacuum, right? And so we need more people that are going to go and show and tell these young men what real men actually do, because real men don't blame all their problems on women. Real men treat women with respect. Real men protect. Real men provide. And we need more people that are going to say that, because right now they're tuning into Andrew Tate, and Andrew Tate's telling them that real men take, that real men destroy,
and that
real
they
men
hit
oppress.
and beat. And why do you think? Can you expound on that a little bit for me? Why do you think the Me Too movement sucked the air out of the liberal men? I don't understand.
I don't think it sucked the air out of the room, right? I think we were having a broadly necessary conversation about the way that women were being treated, particularly in the workplace, but certainly all throughout society. I'm not saying Me Too was a mistake or anything like that. Let me be clear. Okay. But I think like somebody like me, and I wasn't a public figure back then, I just was doing my job, I think there were a lot of people who took a step back to create space for other voices to rise, for like women to get more space, for people of color to get more space and tell their truth in the story, which is a good thing, don't get me wrong. But it wasn't an either or, it needed to be a yes and. You needed more people that were going to stay up and fight, and we needed to go have tough conversations with men. And one issue we have, and Scott Galloway talks about this a lot, he's got a new book out that's really good, he talks about it on his show, is like, Democrats, the Democratic Party has been doing this identity politics-based approach to our politics, which I think is fine if we recognize that all identities need to be a part of that, which means if we're putting out plans for black men and black women and Hispanic men and Hispanic women, which is all great. I have no problem with any of that. We also need to be doing that for white men and white women, too, to make sure that they feel a part of that tent, because otherwise we're isolating people whether we mean to or not. And so I just think we've...
I'm sorry, I'm talking over you. Can you hear the music?
I can't hear the music. I'm sorry.
No, it's no problem. I would like for you to go on, but I appreciate you so much. Thank you for joining me today. Hopefully, if I come back, or should I say when I come back, you will join me again.
Happy to.
Have a good day, Mike. Thanks.
You too.
Bye. Bye. Y'all, thank you for being with me today. I just thank everybody, all my guests, and the guys here. And of course, Richard, my brother from another mother. I appreciate him. I appreciate you guys for listening today. Let's change the world one conversation at a time. We're gone. Thank you.
Too often, political news focuses on what's happening in Washington, D.C. But from redistricting to reproductive rights, what matters most to your life happens at the state level. And when no one's closely watching the state, bad stuff happens. That's why Heartland Signal offers Radio Free America, a free weekly newsletter from me, Aaron Kleinman. Sign up at heartlandsignal.com/newsletter. I spent 7 years helping the most successful state-level political group navigate elections across the country. Now I want to help you understand what's going on in your state. And I'll also have some funny stuff in there too, like Weird Al on Howard Stern. Because, let's face it, we could all use a laugh. So sign up for our free newsletter, Radio Free America. We never share or sell your email address, and you can unsubscribe at any time. Sign up now at heartlandsignal.com/newsletter.
Amazon Business. Discover smart business buying, where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. President Trump will be in Europe today for the G7 summit. NBC's Alice Barr reports the president is scheduled to hold talks with French President Emmanuel Macron and participate in a working dinner with G7 leaders.
In Lakeside, Evian-les-Bains, France, President Trump comes face-to-face with allies he's accused of not doing enough to help with Iran and antagonize through tariffs and trade.
Trump has talks scheduled tomorrow with a number of Middle Eastern leaders, along with a working session that includes Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky. Wednesday brings another round of meetings, including with the Prime Minister of India and global tech CEOs, as the summit winds down. The Carolina Hurricanes are Stanley Cup champions. More from Tammy Trujillo.
Carolina shut out the Vegas Golden Knights 3-0 in Sunday's Game 6 to win that series 4-2 in Las Vegas. Canes captain Jordan Staal was named the winner of the Conn Smythe Trophy as the most valuable player during the playoffs.
To be able to keep grinding, keep going, keep pushing, and get beat down again and not get it and regroup and go again and finally pull us off. It's a dream come true. It's indescribable.
It's the franchise's first Stanley Cup title since 2006. Championship celebrations are planned for next Saturday in downtown Raleigh.
The National Weather Service is confirming 17 tornadoes touched down last Thursday in Illinois and northwest Indiana. More from Perry Williams.
The information about the twisters followed a round of weekend storms. The severe weather caused significant power outages across the region. ComEd officials say the southwest suburbs were impacted the most.
Burbank, Justice, Hickory Hills area saw a lot of damage. The Palos Heights, Alsip, Crestwood areas also saw a lot of damage.
NBC News Radio.
From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Partial sunshine develops here for today with a high into the mid-70s. Winds out of the west around 5 to 10 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. And then for tonight, partly cloudy skies develop, a low near 58. By Tuesday, a chance for showers and thunderstorms. Blend of clouds and sunshine develops, high of 74 degrees. Then by Wednesday, chance for rain and storms, a high around 75. That's your latest Chicago weather update.
Currently, it's 61.
This is 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and streaming worldwide at WCPT820.com. We are Chicago's progressive talk, where facts matter. Now, your WCPT 820 weather update.
From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Partial sunshine develops here for today with a high into the mid-70s. Winds out of the west around 5 to 10 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. And then for tonight, partly cloudy skies develop, a low near 58. By Tuesday, a chance for showers and thunderstorms. Blend of clouds and sunshine develops, high of 74 degrees. Then by Wednesday, chance for rain and storms, a high around 75. That's your latest Chicago weather update.
Currently, it's 61.
Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT Willow Springs, is powered by ComEd. Visit ComEd.com/facility assessment to learn more about energy savings.
OMG, it's the work week and back to the daily grind. Alarms, emails, kids, meetings, chores, and so on. It's exhausting. We've all experienced the stress of the daily grind, but at Total Dentistry, the daily grind is quite different. This is Dr. Anna Pellick, and grinding refers to your biting force, the stress you place on your teeth, bone, and gums that actually causes destruction. Grinding can cause increased decay by wearing away your protective outer enamel. Grinding can cause gum recession, bone loss, and jaw problems. So what can Total Dentistry do for your daily grind? There are solutions such as bite appliances. We can restore your lost tooth structure with bonding or replace gum tissue with grafts. But early diagnosis and prevention is always best. So escape your daily grind and visit Total Dentistry. Call us at 847-358-2477 or visit us at totaldentistry.org. Total Dentistry, a general dental practice like no other, now in Streamwood and Palatine.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
Would it be crazy if you packed your bags and left for a week, a month, a year? What if you left for 2 years? What if you were going far away to help in a village on the edge of the Gobi Desert, to teach children and learn a thing or two about yourself? Would that be crazy? Peace Corps. Life is calling. How far will you go?
Because facts